Basically, since the later part of this afternoon, we've kind of started to see some drier weather move through, and we are going to be seeing dry conditions the rest of your Saturday night, maybe seeing some pop-up showers here or there, and that is about it. So enjoy the dry weather, because we are going to be seeing another round of rain showers heading into tomorrow afternoon. Now, the timing has been kind of going back and forth between late morning, early part of the afternoon. Now it's looking like to be the later part of the afternoon. So a good part of your Sunday is going to be dry, but as we look at the rainfall amounts here, just about 2/10 of an inch of rain throughout the Portland International Airport in Hillsborough. Scappoose, you got a little more, a little bit about third, and over in Astoria, the northern part of the Oregon coast, you saw heavy rain at times. You've seen over an inch of rain so far tonight, and I don't think you're going to be seeing much more add up to that. But here's a live look of downtown Portland. Our graphics in the way, but I can tell you this, the Christmas tree is already set up to get turn on the lights here in the next couple of weeks. Now, watches and warnings have all expired. There was a wind advisory throughout parts of the Columbia River Gorge earlier this afternoon. Gusts picking up to around 30-40 miles an hour. Right now, we're looking at more of that southerly flow, and as we look at the gusts throughout parts of the gorge, again, the advisory's gone, so pretty much the wind has died down as well. Heading into tomorrow, though, like I said, it's going to be mainly dry start, maybe some light showers here and there, but as we go throughout the later part of the day, you can see by 9 o'clock in the morning, we're dry as a bone. At the end, this is showing along the coast. You'll start to see some of those showers move in by noon, and I'm thinking about 2-3 o'clock here in the metro area, we'll start to see those rain showers move in. And Tim, coming up on my detailed forecast, I'll talk more about just how much rain we could be seeing heading into the later part of tomorrow.
Okay, Joe, thanks a lot. And tonight, Portland Public Schools is expecting to hold a press conference within the next half hour. Now, we don't know the exact details of the press conference. We're definitely monitoring that for you. But this announcement comes as teachers continue the first strike in the school district's history. Thomas Schultz has the story.
Frustration continues to grow between Portland teachers and the school district as the sides have negotiated a new contract for 11 months. And while bargaining continues, so do marches, though now Portland Public Schools says its teachers went a step too far. New Oregon Convention Center security footage shows Portland teachers protesting outside the building Wednesday, where school board member Andrew Scott works. Then footage shows two people in the building sprint by security to open doors, allowing hundreds of striking teachers inside. Guards try and fail to stop them. Later, a Portland Public Schools lawyer slammed the union, calling its conduct unacceptable. In a letter, he says PPS could submit an unfair labor practice filing to protect employees from union threats, violence, and terrorism. Though teachers union lawyers say Portland Public is grossly exaggerating what happened. They say teachers are allowed to peacefully and lawfully picket. Though, while the two sides feud,
okay, you want the whole bowl?
Families are stuck in the middle.
I've been momming all day and then working all night.
Christy Smith is a mom of 3 Portland elementary schoolers. And while she works from home, she's making meals,
The garlicky noodles?
doing dishes, and keeping track of her young trio. And after almost 2 weeks,
Yep.
she's exhausted
Yep.
and worried the strike will continue for weeks.
I think we're in it at least through Thanksgiving for sure.
And to her, there's no end in sight.
Yeah, it's been really hard.
Hard and exhausting for families across the district. All the while, marathon bargaining sessions continue. The two sides will continue to meet throughout the weekend. District leaders said earlier they hope to open schools by Monday, but we'll have to see if the two sides can get close enough to make a deal. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Ceasefire now! Keep going! Ceasefire now!
And today, President Joe Biden's neighborhood in Delaware became the site of a rally. The peaceful demonstration near the president's home was carried out by several organizations, including the Jewish Voice for Peace and American Muslims for Palestine. The groups waved flags and were calling for a ceasefire in Palestine. Well, closer to home, a rally to end the war abroad was held in southeast Portland. This is video from earlier today. People from several labor groups carried signs that read "Free Palestine" and "Stop the Genocide." We talked to one person who had the clear message at the rally.
Ceasefire now. That is the main message. Our congressional delegation has not called for a ceasefire yet, even though unions and the vast majority of American people want a ceasefire. So we are hoping that they will heed our call today.
Now, this comes as Israeli ground troops fighting Hamas push deeper into Gaza City. Israel has agreed to pause its attacks in Gaza for 4 hours each day to give civilians time to move out and to get aid in.
We are here calling the word, don't be silent bystanders.
Members of the local Israeli and Jewish communities gathered in Beaverton Friday to draw attention to the more than 200 people still being held hostage by Hamas. They set an empty table for Shabbat dinner with pictures of those who've been taken. There were prayers, and family members of those kidnapped spoke about the fear and uncertainty they've been living through over the past month.
Time is running out. It's 5 weeks already. It's 35 days that our beloved ones are not with us, and infant, babies, toddlers, elderly, innocent civilians that were kidnapped from their home and from their bed.
A larger demonstration in support of Israel is planned for next Tuesday in Washington, D.C. About 40 Portlanders are expected to be among the thousands there at that march. And just a reminder, today is Veterans Day, and in honor of all the people who have served our country, a special event was held in Northeast Portland. People lined the streets for the annual Veterans Day Parade. This happened at 10 this morning along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Several organizations took part to honor our local veterans. The roads were a little wet, but it did not stop people from waving their flags and marching today on Veterans Day. Well, tonight, a new program started by veterans to save their own from suicide is about to go national. Lucy Bustamante has details.
Fallujah, May of 2007. Marine veteran Matthew Gadomski barely survives a roadside bomb.
I was sustained a traumatic brain injury that we didn't know for years.
He needed his family, but connecting with them felt impossible.
They don't get what you just went through. Some of the questions were always odd, how many people you killed, that's not really what we want to talk about. It's who didn't come home.
Matt's family watched his depression spiral.
Every one of my brothers were just waiting for a phone call saying I was dead.
In 2016, during a drinking binge, his mom reached out for help. And to his surprise, a fellow Marine from his own unit answered the call. Newcastle County, Delaware officer Nick Hurst.
He recognized that, and that's when the interaction really started.
You thought that your wife was coaching the responding officer.
I really thought my wife guided Nick to say that he was a Marine, that he was from 2-6, that he was a machine gunner. And I'm like, I don't know this guy.
Nick kept answering his questions, and when he named the friend they both had lost,
it was almost like a light bulb clicked on, that I wasn't just some random cop showing up in his front yard.
Matt let Officer Hurst secure a nearby gun.
That gun that was sitting on that workbench would have probably been grabbed.
That was the moment that Officer Hurst knew he had to propose a veterans response team, a unit where officers who also served would respond to veterans in crisis. He brought the idea to the Wilmington VA police chief, who set up the training with the Crisis Intervention Unit and the Homeless and Justice Outreach Center.
You're bringing a military veteran who's a law enforcement officer so that they can connect on the same level as a veteran in crisis.
Cecilia Gonzalez runs it. She says addressing their smaller issues often prevents the major crises.
The VRT officers came and mowed his lawn. I mean,
little things like that.
Little things.
To show we see you.
Right. We see that you're struggling a little bit, and it may not be a crisis, so to speak, but it's a crisis to you.
Since 2017, officers from 41 different departments have attended this training. And this month, it expands to every VA regional office in the country. Atlantic County, New Jersey just started their VRT training. Marine veteran Detective Chris Southard heard of the program.
We work very close with the local counselors. So if we encounter a vet who's in need of some sort of resource, we can contact a counselor directly and they will help solve the problem.
The following video is how they say it should work. This is back in 2018 when a Colorado police officer responds to the call of a suicidal man. The officer realizes that he has served. Listen to the language he uses.
Dude, don't do it to another vet. Don't do it to me. Drop the weapon.
After 11 long minutes,
But I want to help you, man, because I'm tired of losing brothers and sisters.
the psychology of shared veteran trauma kicks in. Matt remembers that shift well.
I mean, if it wasn't for you, Nick, to be honest here, I wouldn't be a father to my kids.
A connection that one divine day saved Matt's life.
Who knew that would be Matt that would be the first person that I did it for?